Reolink sent me the new Duo 3 camera. It's got a bunch of new features. I'm really excited to check it out. Let's get started. So here you can see the Reolink Duo 3 has PoE, so that's power over Ethernet. So I have a few different Ethernet spots that I've put around the house outside so that I can easily get this powered up and set up. And then this has 16 megapixel dual lens 180 degree camera view. So that's a huge improvement from other cameras. So I'm really excited to see what that does and some of the other features that are available on this device. So let's check out what's in the box. So first up, we have an install guide on how to get it set up. Here it is nicely packaged. And here it comes with an Ethernet cable, a weatherproof sleeve, screws, as well as an Allen wrench to tie in the mount. Here it comes with the mount. And here we have the Duo 3. Now the look of this is very similar to the Duo 2. Not much changed on the outside, but a lot has changed on the inside. Take off the lens cover here. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is install a micro SD card. I'm going to be using the Samsung 128 gigabytes Evo storage. That's great because it's going to store directly onto the card. There's no subscription for this. It doesn't upload to the cloud. It's just going to save everything right on this card. And then I can use my phone to be able to log in, find the data I want, and I can download it on the phone. So here, I'm just going to need a screwdriver to unscrew this. Next, we're going to insert the micro SD card just like that until it clicks into place. Screw that back in. All right, that is now installed. Next, let's talk about the mount. So on the top here, we have a 1/4 inch mounting thread, or on the bottom, so you can choose either one. So here you have a nice front of this, and then you have this ugly back piece. Well, if you want this directed at a lower angle, you have to use the mount this way so that it is able to do that. If I try to do it this way, I cannot have it go down any more than that. So that's great if you want to see far out, but here I'm kind of right on the edge of the house and I want to see right underneath. So I will need to use the mount this way to be able to do that. So that's how it's going to mount, and then we're going to mount it from the ceiling. You could also have this be mounted this way and attach it here on the bottom or on the side or whatever, so that it could mount down as well. So a few options there, but now let's go ahead and get it set up. Now for the setup, I'm just gonna plug it in right here to an Ethernet cable I have before we go out and mount it outside. Now you could get a standard power adapter to power this, but here we have the Ethernet port where we're going to plug this in and get it powered. So this is already plugged into my PoE switch, and in just a second, it should boot up. Let's head into the Reolink app. So here, when we head into the Reolink app, because it's plugged in, you already can see that there is a new camera available and it says it's uninitialized. So let's go ahead and do that now. So here we're going to create an admin username and password for this device so that no one can access the information unless you know that info. And then here at the bottom, it is saying that if somebody tries to log in and it doesn't work 3 times, I can then lock out my account for a few minutes. So I'm going to keep that on. So here I'm just going to call it Duo 3. And next we need to format the micro SD card. I did already remove all the info off that. So now I'm going to go through the formatting. We're going to tap next, and then it will format the device. Then it gives you an option to download a QR code that you can share this device with others if you want them to view the camera. So now that has been connected. So here we have the Duo 3. We can open it up and we can see the camera view there. And here it does a pretty good job in connecting things together. Let's put it right there because I'm so close. If I get back a little further, it's going to work much better. Of course, this is going to be much higher than a few feet away. So that is working great. So now that we've initialized the camera, I'm going to take it outside and get it installed underneath my soffit. So I'll need the mounting bracket here, the camera, and then maybe an Ethernet cable and another Ethernet RJ45 port to put out there if there is not one there. So let's head outside. I've now terminated the Ethernet cable here, and I'm going to put on the weatherproof sleeve. Push that in and lock it into place, and then we can screw on the other side. All right, now I'm just going to mount the bracket to the actual faceplate here so that it's nice and secure. So this is what that looks like. I just put some holes in the metal plate here, screwed that in, and now I'll be able to clasp the mount on here and then secure it right there. All right, camera is installed. Let's get it to look the way we want. All right, we have our stream. So I'm going to load up the stream here so that I can see where exactly it's positioned. So there I can see pretty much the whole yard, which is cool. All right, that looks good. Let's do some testing. Now that we have the Duo 3 installed, let's go ahead and check out some of the things it can do. Now I have a full app tutorial on my Duo 2 video that I'll leave linked at the end of this video, but let's check it out in the app. So here we're gonna head into the Reolink app, and then there you can see I've already been looking at the Duo 3, and here it instantly refreshes, and there you can see the camera. Now it does look really small here on screen. I do have the option to push the button here to get it to the widescreen option so I can see more of the view. So I have noticed that the Duo 3 is not quite as tall as the Duo 2. So you're not getting quite as much in the frame, but you are getting higher quality. Now the first thing we need to do is turn on a setting so that we can see the new motion track feature. So here I'm gonna go into the Duo 3 settings, and then I'm gonna go to the email alerts. I'm going to set this up now. So here I'm going to sign into my Gmail account. Here I'm gonna put in my email password, and then I will need to use an app password. Now to do this, you need to set up two-factor authentication on your Google account. So if you tap on the little option right here at the bottom, it will run you through the steps on how to do that. You're then going to get a password you put in here, and then we're going to tap save. It will then authenticate my email here on the Reolink app so that it can send those notifications to my email. A test email has been sent. Please check to make sure that is correct. And so here we can see a test email has been received. Now let's go outside, test this out, see what that looks like. And so here is what those emails will look like. Here you'll see a picture. It will tell you what camera that came from and what kind of event happened. Here it says a person was detected as well as a pet. I'm not sure if that's a pet, but it's close enough. And then here, device name. Now you do have some options where you can choose what is actually sent. So you can have it be just text. You can have it be just the picture that looks just like this. And then you also have an option to do just the video. So let's take a look at what the motion track looks like. And here I have downloaded all the images to my phone. Now when it first detects you, it will send one picture of the detection. So it's pretty quick and instant to receive that email. That's kind of the benefit of this, is instead of going to the video in the app and waiting for it to load, sometimes it's just faster to go to the email and see the multi-motion track picture, because that's faster than waiting for the camera to load of the event, which usually is always taking extra time with most of the other cameras I've ever tried. And then here you can see some of the other things that are happening. So when I zoom in here, this is actually pretty crisp. When you are looking at it in the Gmail, it's not as high quality, but here these look really good. So here it's showing a time. So that happened at 15:22:01. Then I can go through here and I can see 15:22:04. And as I move around, like, this does a really good job of just kind of taking my picture and putting it over that first image and overlaying. So 15:22:21 here, this was before that, 15:22:17. We have 14 there. It didn't quite get me doing a trick on the tramp. There we have 08:26. Here it's mixed together a little bit. We have 11 and 29. It seems like it does about 1 minute of detection and puts those all together. So let's see a few other examples. There's the first time it detected me. Here's 2 times where it detected me. So I was kind of walking slow there. There it detected me way over here. And here's another one, it detected me. It's just so funny to see multiple of me. This reminds me of a Galaxy S4 many years ago that I had that was able to do this, which is cool to see. So here you can see as I'm walking my lawnmower, there you have 2850, 2903, up to 2926. And that's cool. I'm cut out of the frame right there, but it is able to put the timestamp of when I was there. And it didn't have my robot in frame, which is very interesting, but pretty cool. So here far away, it got 1 or 2 of those. I think I turned around and went the other way. And then this is really cool. This is kind of me, the motion I was doing as I was walking this lawnmower. You can see that I'm walking around. And then here is a video that I had it send me. So instead of having to go to the app and download the video, you can have it send that video. So here is a 24-second video clip. It caught of my daughter going out on the tramp. My only issue that I have with all of this is that it only sends it to your email. And I'm gonna be getting a ton of different email notifications. You can adjust the schedule for when it's going to be sending these and doing the detection, but it would be nice if there was a way that these were just kind of clipped in the app so that I could go in and see those, but just an email. I think this is a really cool feature to have. And here is another one where I was testing how many different versions of me I can get. So you can see I was running around, I was kind of going back and forth, and there it was able to get quite a lot of me. So for that full motion of detection, I was able to be here. And then you can also set how often it's gonna send that email. So if you want another email in 30 seconds with a new motion, you can do that. You can do 1 minute, 5 minutes, and so on. So you do have some options there if you want more or less emails to be sent to your email. So overall, I think this motion track is a really awesome feature. Next, let's check out the quality of that 16 megapixel camera. So here I'm gonna go under the playback. I'm gonna head to the latest event. And then when you download something, you wanna make sure that you click the high here instead of fluent. The fluent is a little lower quality. And here we have the clear. So now that I have that, I'm going to download this clip. You can choose exactly what you want and tap download, and again, there you can see that is the clear. Let's see how that looks. And so there we have the full video right here. We can even turn on the sound of the clip because I've enabled recording. Let's go ahead. I'm walking through with a little picture there. I'd say that's pretty crisp. I did do a bold font so you can see it. I'd say this is similar to a license plate, maybe a little smaller even, but there you can see the quality there. It looks like my face is pretty blurry, even though it's very nice and vibrant. I am moving, so that is going to happen. That could be a little crisper there, but let's go ahead and keep playing so I can follow along. You can see how good quality. I can still read that from actually pretty far away. And coming around the back again. There, I'm a little further away. And I can't zoom in anymore, but I can still clearly read what that says. Now here on the back, you will notice that I walk through the stitch of the two lenses. Now it is using some advanced image stitching algorithms to be able to help, but you will see that there depending on how far away different objects are. So if I zoom out a little bit and tap play, there you can see I walk through, but I'm able to see me fully over here and fully over there. So it definitely duplicates. And then here you can barely see that stitch. And so now we're gonna go ahead and do that same thing, but I'm going to be running a little bit faster through and see how that holds up. Super fast. All right, let's zoom in on that. And that is pretty good quality there. Again, the only thing is maybe the faces aren't as sharp as they could be. Now let's do a comparison between the Reolink Duo 2 and its 8 megapixel camera. So here you can see I'm pretty blurry as I'm moving through. It's pretty bright up here, but the text just is not as sharp as the Duo 3, and for the further back I get, the harder it is to see there. And so here, if I have this low, you see I'm moving around. It's discernible, but definitely not as sharp and crisp as the Duo 3. Now, another feature I'm really loving about the Duo 3 is the accuracy of notifications. As soon as somebody's out there, boom, I receive that notification right here on my phone. And I'm actually impressed how quick the emails are able to be sent. Just go into the settings, and then down here you do have push notifications. You can turn those on, you can set a schedule, and then you also have the intervals you can set for when it's going to send those push notifications. So here, if we hit test, and so there you can see a notification here in the app, or it's going to send a notification right to the phone. Again, I'm getting a lot of those, so I did turn it off, but it works really, really well. So now that I have those push notifications turned on, let's see how quickly I'm able to receive that notification when I walk near the camera. All right, so here we are. As soon as we come around the corner, it will detect us. Let's see how that push notification, and there's the other camera, but then there we saw the camera alert from Reolink as soon as I passed that corner. Now, another feature that has been improved is the two-way audio. So that is me listening to what is going on outside, as well as me talking through my phone and them hearing it on the speaker. All right, and here I am right up against the house. You can hear me, so I'm talking about 6 feet away from the camera. That bird is all the way over there, pretty close though, and pretty loud. So here as I scoot back, you can probably still hear me just fine. I am talking in my YouTube voice, but pretty normal volume, you know, when I'm talking to my kid. So here I'm a little far away, and as I turn around, you may not be able to hear me as well, especially if that really loud bird doing whatever he's doing. Maybe it's not a bird, I don't even know. But now let's go all the way over here. And of course, as I ramble on, you might not be able to hear me as much. But there you go, all the way over here. Hopefully you can still hear me. There he goes, flew away. Okay, so that is what the sound quality sounds like from the inside. Let's hear how it sounds from out here. And here is a speaker test from the Duo 3. You're about 15 to 20 feet away from the camera, and hopefully my microphone on my camera isn't picking up too much background noise from the road or a plane or anything like that. But when I'm talking, it could be a tiny bit louder. The kids do respond with, "What'd you say?" a couple times before they can clearly hear me, but that's just because they've never listened to me. But anyway, so here is what it sounds like when I'm holding the phone right next to my mouth, and here when I'm about an arm length away. So that is what you can expect from the speaker on the Duo 3. And then another of my favorite features on the Reolink Duo 3 is the local storage. Never once while I was using the app did it ask me to subscribe to a cloud service. That is so nice because pretty much every other app I use has some sort of payment to unlock more features, to be able to unlock full recording, or to have longer events, where none of that is needed. You don't need that subscription. It's all built in here to the camera because you have that micro SD card slot on the device and local storage. Now you can actually expand this. You can get a Reolink NVR, so you can have a NVR where all your different cameras are recorded directly to, so they're stored locally there, or you can set up your own FTP in the settings to have everything record to there. So there are some pretty cool options there if you really want to have a local storage of all your security cameras in one. As long as they're Reolink, you will be able to do that. So I really think this is so great. You buy the camera and it gives you everything you need. You do not need that other subscription, which is so nice. Now let's talk about the very last feature on the Reolink Duo 3, which is the color night vision. Now we do need to wait a little bit for it to get dark, but let's check out what that looks like. Now, if you haven't used a camera with color night vision before, it allows you to see pretty much almost as bright as day when it's dark outside. Now, the caveat here is there needs to be a source of a little bit of light for this to work. As soon as I installed this that night, it was pretty much pitch black here in my backyard. You can't really see anything. So here's the difference between the night vision. So that's when it turns on the LEDs. Then we have what it looks like when the lights are on, the floodlights there are on. And then you have what it looks like in color night vision. You can see it's pretty dark. There's not too much color there. Well, a couple days later, they installed some street lights outside. So now it is lit up a little bit more at night. Just that little light does add quite a bit to what you can see with that color night vision. Now, the real benefits of color night vision are if you have another light on illuminating the area, then it can really pick that up. So if I turn on the light here in my backyard so that's just illuminating everything, you're gonna see everything much more clear. Or if you even just have the floodlights automatically turn on when motion is detected, then it's going to make everything a lot more visible than that night vision black and white camera. So it really just kind of depends what you want to see. If you like the black and white, that's a great option with the night vision, or if you want to see this color night vision that does look really good. So overall, I'm really impressed what this has to offer. To adjust if it's going to be using the color night vision or the black and white, we can head right into the settings here. And then we have the option under display where we can choose how that is going to display. Right here, we have color night vision. So it's actually getting pretty dark outside, but you cannot even tell. So let's go color and we're gonna change it to black and white. So there you can see this is what a typical security camera looks like at night when it is pretty dark outside. So let's switch that back to the color night vision. And there you can see how bright that still is. It looks just a bit darker than it was at full sun today. So that looks really great. Let's go ahead and do a test with my little sign to see how that looks. So here we have the color night vision with the inside lights on that definitely brightens up, but I am pretty blurry as I'm going through here. If I pause, you can see sometimes I can read the text and then it is a bit hard to depict certain facial features, but I'd say it does an okay job. Next, let's move on to what if we have the color night vision with the floodlight on. So this ends up washing out the picture here, but at times I can see what that is saying. So if, you know, a license plate is on screen and it pauses for a second, you'd be able to detect that. And then the facial features are a little bit more pronounced, and I can see me without so much blur on this option, which works great. And of course the light's going to automatically turn on and let people know that they're being watched, or that things are working. Here we have color night vision when it is very dark. So all the inside lights are off. There's only one light on the street that is putting light here. And you can see again, not very sharp and not very easy to see. You do have the option to increase the brightness if you do want to see some things that are happening a little bit better. Here we have the IR night vision with floodlight off. So I think that this actually works pretty good. It's just going to show those little red LEDs, but you can see what the text shows pretty good. It's going to have an okay option to see the facial features here. You can totally see that it's me, what I look like, everything like that. And then we're going to try it with the IR and the floodlight on. So here you can see my eyes are kind of showing that IR. I can read the text pretty okay, but it is blurring me a little bit more as I'm moving around. So I think this is all pretty good footage. The color night vision did show a little bit darker than I thought it would, which is a bit of a bummer. So overall, I'm very impressed with the Reolink Duo 3. It added a bunch of upgrades in just the right areas to make it another great camera from Reolink. I am so happy with the local storage. I love that it's PoE out of the box, so I didn't have to do anything to get that to work. The color night vision looks great. The audio is great. And then I like that new feature where it gives me that quick snapshot right in my email. It would be cool if that was in the app somewhere, but it's nice that I have those quick notifications as well. Now, my only thing that I wish I would have done when I built the home is put the Ethernet drops in the center of the home so that I could have that 180-degree view right from the middle of my house instead of on the corners where I currently have them. But that's something I should have just thought of in the beginning. So if you have any further questions, please let me know down in the comments below. If you want to pick one up, I'll leave a link down in the description. And if you want to see more about how the app works, you can check out the video right here about the Duo 2. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.